All right, here we are on the next section of all the things the king did wrong. There's a huge list here, and we're getting through more. This one kind of has a category here. This is all the list of laws. The list of laws that they passed that the colonists thought were inappropriate laws, the things that shouldn't happen. So let's go through these. It says, he has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and acknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation. So they're saying here that the king has gone along with Parliament when they passed all these laws, and the king just let those laws pass, and they didn't even care what the colonists had to say about it. So all this down here, this is a list of those laws that the people, the colonists, thought were completely unfair, and that the king did not listen to their opinion on it. So first, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us. That was one of the biggies. They did not like the fact, especially again in Boston, that they had to have army troops living with them. That is not an appropriate law, they said, that they had to be living with us. So also, he says, for protecting them, who's them? Well, it's the troops. For protecting them by mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states. So they didn't like the fact that if the army did anything bad, killing people, that they wouldn't get a fair trial in the states that they were shipped off to Britain to be tried there by a jury that would be a little bit more sympathetic and find them innocent. Let's see, he also says that they made laws for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world. Now this was a big one, that there were laws, this was like the Stamp Act and other acts where they had to trade with Britain, that things had to go through the British, what am I writing there? Britain. That things had to go through Britain in order to be taxed, and all this stuff had to go through them. They didn't like the fact that they had to go through all this extra trouble just to trade with people. Which goes along with this one too, for imposing taxes on us without consent. Here's your good old classic, no taxation without representation. That's exactly what that one is saying. And he's let's see, also for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury. So there are times when the people did not get their own trial, where they were convicted or punished by the troops without having a trial. For transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses. So they did not get a jury of their peers. They were shipped off to Britain to be tried there by the British people. Can you even read that? Jury of peers. Wow, if you can read that, bonus points for you. For the abolishing of the free system of English law in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule in these colonies. So in other areas, the English were taking over and controlling them, and they said that was going to happen here in the American colonies. We don't like the fact that the king keeps taking over everything. For taking away our charters. Remember that happened in Boston for not being good. For taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our government. Remember, everything was changed in Boston after the Boston Tea Party, and the king came in and put his own laws in. The people did not like that. That the king could, anytime he wanted to, the king could come in and just change and take over their government. That was not okay with them. And then this last one, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with the power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. So again, a lot of these last ones that we want to make our own laws. Why are you making the laws for us? You don't know what's good for us. Wow, I totally look like a second grader when I write on here. But hopefully you're still learning something. Now, what I really want you to remember from this list, because this is the list of laws that they disagreed with. One thing that you'll notice if you take note in here is when we get to the Constitution of the United States and we start reading the Constitution, you'll notice that a lot of these problems, a lot of these things in here, they made sure in the Constitution would not happen. For instance, quartering troops, and suspending our own legislatures, and in taxes without our consent, all these type of things. They made sure that the Constitution protected. So you can kind of see what their grievances were, why they were so upset with these laws, and in the Constitution they make sure they protect it. All right, we're still not done with the grievances, with all the things that were wrong. There's still a couple more sections of it. So get ready, there's still a bigger list of the things that the king did wrong.